What is up, everyone? You know who I am. I'm Jack Slater, the comic outlaw, and guess who's back in the comic book shack?
Magnus.
Yep. And today, since you know we're big Dragon Ball Z fans, fanatics as you could say, we're doing a Funko time. It's Funko time.
I'm surprised I don't do more of these.
I know we tend to do a lot of talking.
Yeah.
But since I bought this and we were going to talk about Dragon Ball Z.
Yes.
So I thought we'd do a little feature on one of the Dragon Ball Z's most infamous characters. Hercule. A.K.A. Mr. Satan.
Oh, so we're not talking about Broly today?
I don't know what Broly's more infamous than.
Well, the original Broly was. They kind of fixed him a little bit now.
Yeah, Broly was a horrible movie.
Yes. The movie that shall not be spoken.
He shall not be named.
Yes.
Like the Inhumans. They who cannot be named.
Yes. So, there's this Hercule Satan. His last name is Satan. Yep. Which is great. Which it didn't fly well with the localization team for the States.
Especially in America, they never mentioned it once.
Yeah. And the first time I heard that his last name, that he was Mr. Satan, was actually arcade games, the fighting games of Dragon Ball Z, that it was Mr. Satan.
My friend had some dubbed Dragon Ball Zs, and that's how I heard about it.
Okay, yeah.
Because even in the commercial, it has like Mr. Satan, because they're driving the car, and it has 666 on it.
Okay.
And he's not, okay, I want to get this out of the way now, because I know people watch this show, and they're going to be like, well, this guy's a Satanist. It's a wrestling name. Okay? Anybody that watches wrestling, like The Undertaker, okay? The Undertaker isn't exactly the Lord of Darkness in real life.
Yeah.
Actually, he's a hardcore Christian.
Yeah.
But he's still a great guy. You know what I mean? This was a gimmick.
That's true. I don't know if I don't think it's Vidal Satan.
I think it might be, maybe.
Yeah.
It could have changed the name because Hulk Hogan's real name is Terry Bollea.
I honestly didn't know that. It never occurred to me that his first name wasn't Hulk.
No, it's Terry Bollea.
Okay. That's a cool
But
name.
his daughter's name is Brooke Hogan.
Oh, okay.
Not Bollea.
Yeah.
So I think
that makes sense. Yeah,
I think it might be one of those situations.
Yeah.
You know, where like
I could see that happening.
The surname is actually more popular.
Yeah.
So it would make more sense that she would take that on.
Yeah. And Hercule, obviously based off the name of Hercules, which is a reference to his strength.
Oh yeah, here. You guys can.
Yeah. And one thing that isn't shown enough is that he at least was a very competent fighter and a very strong individual. Like back when Goku was doing the World's Martial Arts Tournament, even when he's a teenager, Hercule might have gave him some trouble. I'm pretty sure Goku would still win. But
I think so too.
Yeah.
Like right around, I'd say like age 12 or so.
Yeah.
Because once he started fighting Piccolo, he was in a different, that was a whole different thing.
Yeah, that happened with Tien, where, once Goku was...
I think Hercule could have gave Master Roshi a run for his money.
Okay, yeah. I could see that. I believe at the beginning of what is Dragon Ball Z for us, when Bulma gets a scouter, she sees that Krillin, at least power level-wise, is ever so slightly more powerful than Master Roshi at that time. So I could see it.
Yeah. Well, the thing was, and this is what people don't understand, they talk a lot of shit about Hercule, is that he's moving like during the Cell game, he's doing all this stuff, and everyone knows how strong Goku is, all right? That's why they kind of don't give Hercule the credit. That, and he has a big mouth. Hercule can talk a good game. Hercule is like a wrestler. I mean, like, I keep going back to that.
It really is.
He has that wrestling panache.
Yeah.
Like, he could talk a great game.
Yeah. And he does something that literally no other Z fighter does, is he keeps the world calm. Because, like, the Z fighters, they're there to fight. They are actually completely separate from the rest of the world. Like, for much as like, oh, we must protect Earth, it's just like, why does it matter where you live? You're just there really to fight. But like during the Cell games, Hercule with his like, oh, all of this is a con, and he's keeping everybody calm. Even that's why in the Buu saga, where Goku's like, citizens of Earth, I need your help, and everyone's like, who's this?
That is one of my favorite parts. I'm a big Vegeta fan.
Yeah.
I love Vegeta, favorite character, bar none.
Mm-hmm.
I love that when Vegeta's like, people of Earth, you know, and he's trying real calm. He's like, why don't you just listen to me?
Yeah.
You know?
But then, like, when Hercule's like, oh, this isn't working, and, you know, everyone's like, wait, was that Hercule? Because they feel safe with him, because he really puts in an effort to use his quick-wittedness, which I'm assuming helped his martial arts capabilities, to keep the peace, and that's why people were willing to help him, because they believed him.
I think the word you're looking for is entertainer.
Yeah, he is an entertainer.
He's more of an entertainer than like Goku or like Vegeta. You know, Vegeta or Piccolo. You know, those guys aren't gonna get up and tap dance. You know, anytime soon, unless Beerus makes Vegeta do a little dance.
Yeah, I mean the closest would be Yamcha, who was a baseball player,
or Krillin, that was a cop.
Yeah,
but yeah, other than that, you don't really see the guys, you know, have that entertainment quality. And Hercule's really good at hamming it up. He's really good at the show, and he's the bank account.
In some sense, they actually have a few bank accounts, because there is the Ox King, where his bank account wasn't big enough to keep up with the Saiyan's appetite. And then, of course, Bulma is literally the richest person, not just the richest woman, the richest person on Earth.
Yep, and then you got Hercule, who makes money left and right.
Yes.
And I loved in the tournament, like during, I think it was the Majin Saga. It was like towards the end of the Great Saiyaman Saga, and right.
Yeah.
Like somewhere around there, where 18 and him made a deal.
Yes, because he didn't need the money, but he needs the prestige.
Yeah,
and he knows he can't beat her.
Yeah, I like that she didn't want to be famous. You know, she just wanted the moolah. So I like how he kind of works out deals with the family. And his relationship with Majin Buu is actually interesting too.
Yeah.
I think Majin's kind of like, well, what is he, like a friend? Maybe like a second son?
It's so that Majin species, or more accurately, the Buu entity, more accurately, is actually a kind of unknown entity. I have a theory that the other universes that Zeno destroyed, there used to be more. I wonder if they got overrun by Boos.
Probably.
Because, like, he can breed asexually. He just doesn't know that because he doesn't have a concept of sex. There's actually a video game that deals with that, where there's a Majin race, but a Buu race.
They have a role-playing game that talks about that, too.
Okay, yeah.
But, I don't know, I think it's interesting. Well, another thing is this Buu's different because he absorbed the old Kais.
Yeah,
the big fat Kai, he was like the leader at one point.
Yeah.
Their personalities sort of meshed.
Yeah, the Kais of that universe is very weird because they had multiple Supreme Kais. When we see all the other universes, they just have one. So it shows that, you know, universe, I keep on saying 6, 7, is different than all the other ones. Well,
every universe has a bit of spice or something different. Yeah. I would actually like to see, I think the Kais are a completely different race. Like
they're born from a sacred fruit from a sacred tree.
What's the name of the Greenland? The big blue meanies.
Oh, the Guardians?
Yeah, what they call the Orions. The Orions. They have a weird alien name. I think they were just one of the first people to come to conscious and then just kind of decided to guide everything.
Yeah, because, the Zeno created the Kais, or more accurately, the fruit that then create the trees that create the Kais. And then the Kais, it's confusing because it seems like they should create life, but it's more like they should preserve life. It's weird. Akira Toriyama's world building and Toriyama's, it's not the best.
Well, you know, when you think something's not going to be successful and then suddenly it is, and you have to build and build and build and build.
Yeah.
Look at the multiple origins for Ninja Turtles. The different stories, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even like as I've been covering the Fantastic Four, how it's grown and it progressed, you know, from issue 1.
There are some rough issues. Like there are some stellar ones, and then there's some where it's just like it's rough. I actually like the getting way too off track, but the Gideon episode where it's like somebody was so rich and powerful, he almost defeated the Fantastic Four with money.
Yep. That's what Hercule's got, money.
Yes.
And he still trains people. I mean, he has a training facility. Fidel, his daughter, ends up marrying Gohan. Yes. Spoilers for something that
I don't think it's that much of a spoiler. You know, they were dating in the Buu side. Well, they weren't dating, but they were starting.
I've been accused of spoiling things on my show, even though I tell people that I spoil the shit all the time.
I mean, part of in Super is that they have a kid. know?
I know. It's just some people haven't seen Super. Some people are starting. I just want to get that out of the way.
But it's Hercule's interesting because he kind of helped defeat Boo with his heart. Just because he's actually a good, charismatic guy.
Yep, like they said in Bad Boys, he penetrated that man's soul with his heart.
Yeah, and I hear like a lot of people question like, Boo can defeat anybody by turning him candy. I bet he can do it to the Gods of Destructions. But it's like, why doesn't he ever do that? It's like turning the candy, boom, you win. He promised Hercule to never do that, and Boo's not a lying Boo.
Fascinating story.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to penetrate Storm's soul, my heart, in a different reality, and I got into a wee bit trouble with Wakanda.
Okay.
Another world.
Well, I mean,
sometimes it just hurts to care.
Yes, well, I mean, you're messing with, let's be real, Storm's a goddess, in so many ways than one. So.
That's why I got Doom as my backup.
Oh, yeah. That's a good backup to have.
Hey, dude.
But, so, actually,
let's pop it open, yeah.
Well, real quick, showing just a little bit of the back of the box. It's just showing, there we go. It's just showing a few of the other characters. I like it.
Cool.
Yeah, it's Vegeta in his civvies, his civilian clothes. I really like Future Mai, that she has her shotgun.
Yeah.
And then, the other characters are pretty basic. I don't know if you remember the keys to the city.
Oh, well. Usually with Funkos, I don't use the keys to the city.
Oh, just because they just pop right open?
Yeah, this one, we just pull this one out.
Yeah.
The Marvel toys are a bit of a pain.
Yeah.
These ones are just... Now...
That makes it pretty easy. Well, are you telling me it doesn't use those little, the twist ties to keep them in there?
I hate those damn things.
It's not unusual for them to scrape the figure.
No. As you can tell, there's no bobblehead. And you guys know that I love the bobbleheads.
It would work great with Hercule.
Yes.
Maybe if they did a different one without the cape, I can see the collar for the cape might get in the way of the actual function of that.
Be like, I am the greatest fighter that ever lived. All that is just hocus pocus. I am the real man. I am Hercule.
I think you mentioned a lot about the wrestling allegory, and yeah, he is kind of a Hulk Hogan character. Like Hulkmania was a thing. He has sort of that porn mustache,
and he has his belt.
Yeah, and this is the Super Hercule, where he's kind of constantly reminding people that he's the champ, so he has to dress like the champ to remind people.
Kind of like Hulk Hogan in the '90s, when he was Hollywood Hogan.
Yeah.
But it's a good toy. I mean, it really detailed, it really captures Hercule's essence.
Yeah.
Arrogant as hell.
He's doing the peace sign.
Victory.
They got his hair really good because he has this sort of, I don't want to say afro as much. Actually, I'll describe it more like a Middle Eastern curls.
Yeah, like a coif.
Yeah. And they did that really well.
Indeed, they did.
Yeah.
Like I said, very nice toy, very detailed. Good to be in the set.
So, yeah, I mean, anything to drive us home? Actually, you were mentioning something to me earlier that I don't recall or might not have even noticed is when you were saying in the Boo saga that he ever so slightly levitated off the ground.
There's a point, guys, and you can watch this, all right? I don't remember what episode it is, and I'm not going to sit here, pause this, and go through it, all right? So, find it yourselves. But it's right after... Everyone goes on the Kai planet, and Hercule learns that Fidel's dead.
Yeah.
And you can see him on his knees like this, going like this, and he's levitating towards Goku like, what happened? You were supposed to,
Okay.
And he's off the ground. He's literally off the ground, but that much. But he is fully off the ground.
I don't know if people would chalk that up as sort of like
he flew from
humor.
one plate from the other, though. He, you know what I mean? He levitated.
Yeah.
It may be cartoon humor, but I think it was just, unknown skill.
You know what?
Skill.
Now I think about the other characters, if it was cartoon humor, I don't think you see other characters do it because you kind of see them on their tippy toes when they act like that.
Yep, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so it's plausible, and maybe he does have a little bit of an ego, so maybe part of what's keeping him back is that ego.
Yeah.
And I do think his fighting spirit was crushed a little bit after the Cell games, just getting smacked around by Cell, seeing all these crazy powerful fighters.
He seemed to have his confidence, though, back after a while.
Yeah.
After he became part of the family.
Yeah.
But yep, this is Hercule Satan.
Yes. Well, I guess would be Earth's real hero.
The savior of Earth.
Yes.
And this is Jack Slater. This is Magnus, Comic Outlaw. Check us out, subscribe, and smash that button, man. Smash.
Later.
Laters. Catch you on the flip side, man.